So today I'm going to be looking at a child's bike which at first glance looks absolutely fine, but if we look closer we'll find a whole host of issues which are awaiting a resolution. See, the front brake is working, but not with any great effect. I'm squeezing it pretty hard as we speak. And it's got a really badly buckled wheel. I'm struggling to move the bike forward, it's that bad. It's highly tachoed, as you would say, and we've got some play in the crank to take up, and on the rear wheel there's some play in the cones, so that needs addressing. But hopefully we should have this bike in tip-top shape. The first thing I want to address is the tachoed wheel. Yeah, so where the valve is there, you can see it's been rubbing on the tyre. So it's from there to there where it's actually buckled. And we need to get this right as we are running rim brakes. You can see how far it will move the caliper there. So every spoke has got a tension to it, and you really want everyone in the wheel to be the same. So you can see we're very loose there, and if we go to the opposite side, we're incredibly tight. So if we're going to bend this wheel, we're going to need some slack. So we need to loosen all the spokes off, and they're incredibly tight too. And they're loose. So it's just a mixture of loose and tight as we go around the wheel. So I'm going to slacken the lot off, and then we'll use the spokes just to hone it back into shape. So I've got a spoke key here, and it's looking like we're on size 14. You can see all the numbers, it does vary in different sizes. And you do tighten these anti-clockwise, and correspondingly you're going to slacken them clockwise, so it's a little bit opposite to what we're used to. So I'm going to loosen all of these off, and we're going to get the rim nice and loose. So that's tightening it, and that's slackening it. It might pay to put a little blob of oil in there before you start on each one, you know, if your rim's pretty old, because you don't really want to break these spokes because you'll have no way of adjusting your wheel correctly. So we'll work his way around. We'll slacken them all off till we start to see the threads just there, so they're all even, and then we'll work on the truing of the rim. And that took a while, but that's every spoke loosened. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to spin the wheel, and you'll see where the brake block, the top of that is, in relation to the wheel. You see we're riding up now as that groove has got higher, and then we're coming back down to probably where it should be. I do believe that brake block's not correctly aligned. We seem to drastically move up there as we come out of the bend, so we need to get this straight, and I don't think it's just a side to side outer true, it's also up and down. So I've pulled the wheel, and if you don't have any special tools, you can just stand on the high spots and hope for the best. And even on my rather cluttered workbench, we can do a little test. We've got the wheel pinched in the vise. We'll just spin it round, and you can see I've got the file handle. So we need to find the low spot and adjust accordingly, or the high spot and adjust accordingly. And we'll keep doing that till we get it something like. You can actually see that it doesn't sit evenly in the vise. If we were to have a plumb bob, it'd be way off. So we need to push it this way to resolve it, and I'm careful not to crush it in the vise. You can hear it creaking into submission. I'll go back a bit. That's why we needed the slack in the spokes, because we didn't want any of these spokes preventing this vital adjustment. So with a bit of persistence, and I've removed the tyre, I'll show you the effect. probably within about 10 mil of true, and I think we can confidently take that out on the spokes. Now I did find when I had it in the vise with the tyre off, it was a lot easier just to see which way to adjust it, either pull the rim forwards or backwards, but there's a degree of springiness in which the spokes are going to take up. It's now time to tighten all these spokes up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten them up so you can't see the thread. I'm trying to get them all consistent, and then we'll see what we're dealing with for the fine adjustments. Instantly, if you haven't got rim brakes, you could just put a couple of zip ties. You could lash one round there and round there and just butt them up to the rim, just trim them off short. And if you do that equispaced on the fork, you've got a basic truing gauge. In the absence of a truing gauge, what I've done is I've tightened this brake up reasonably tight. There's not much of a clearance, and we're going to use that to true this wheel. Now the good news is where we get to the spokes, you can see there's a bit of slack in each one, just slightly protruding. So what I want to do now is maybe give each spoke, starting from the valve there, a couple of turns just to keep things nice and even and work my way back round. So I've been round with a key, believe it or not, another 3 times, doing 1 turn each. So now we've been round, we need to just scrunch up the spokes and work your way around, as it gives everything time to adjust. You can wear gloves or just endure it like me. So go around a good couple of times. You can see now the wheel's starting to fight me a little. You see, it's probably where the damage was actually there. It may never be perfect, but we're going to see what we can do to make things better. So we've got the baseline about there. So if it's rubbing on that brake block, we obviously need to make that spoke looser and this spoke a little tighter. So this is where we start adjusting in between 1/4 and 1/2 turns. So if it's rubbing on that brake block, we'll loosen that one, tighten that one, and we just keep working his way round the wheel to the valve, and hopefully we'll get it a lot better. So you can just run the wheel through the blocks, and then we're going to tighten 1/4 of a turn this one, and then we'll slacken this one 1/4 of a turn. Just a little bit more to go. You can hear the stress coming out. So that's now passing easier for those 2 spokes, and then we'll get to it's really tight on that spoke actually. We'll get to the corresponding spokes. So if in doubt what makes it easier, just put a bit of tension on by flexing the spoke like that, and that'll tell you what adjustment to make, whether it's tighter it'll get stiffer, or if you want to let you know whether it's going to be better or not. So when you get a bit further on, as indeed I am, you'll notice that just come to a rest, say there, just work on them few spokes. You can always put a bit more stress on that to see if it improves things with your thumb. Or that one. You might find that one of these spokes is really tight. And it's not a new wheel, so you're not going to get it perfectly, but I've got a bit more work to do, so I'm just going to focus on the areas now where it's starting to stop, like there. So that's what, 3 spokes worth, that one, and then we're in the clear, and then it's starting there. So there's another couple of spokes to work on. So we're going to move all that distance of the wheel, and then we're stopping. So we'll just keep working on that, and don't forget to keep scrunching the spokes up regularly, as you'll find if you get it perfect, set off on a ride, get back, and then you won't be happy with it. So after much more persistence, we've put the tyre on, put some air in it, as that seems to make a difference. Scrunched all the spokes up, we've been through, and if there's any loose ones, you want to put a little bit of tension on them, but not so much so that you're sending your wheel out of true. and this is where we're at so far. We're very close to what I consider to be perfect, really. I'll just apply the brakes, and with this being a child's bike, they're very sensitive to resistance on the brakes, so if you can learn how to do this well, your child may thank you for it. So we've just stopped ever so slightly there, so there's maybe a tiny bit of resistance to see if we can improve. Well, I'm pleased to report that we're now finished. We've adjusted the rear brakes and trued up in exactly the same way as the front brakes. I did get the play out of the rear cones. So one problem I've encountered on the rear wheel, you can see where the brake block is there. If the wheel's going up and down, I'm exaggerating for the purpose of emphasis, by the way, we need to work out, say if the wheel goes up, it can pay to slacken. If you look for a pair of spokes like that, it can pay to slacken the pair of spokes off, that one and its friend. If it's really bad, you may have to slacken more off, but just do like a turn or half a turn, and then we should be bringing it into true. The axle was actually bent, so what you do is you take the wheel off and then tighten that up. So I put a socket on there with that end nipped firmly in the vise. It was actually on the sprocket end, so that bit got nipped up in the vise, and then I just levered it something like straight, and I could then tighten the cones up. So I'm quite pleased with that. I've made this a lot tighter than the front wheel. A miller clearance I think is more than acceptable, but this brake lock's going to wear rapidly as there's not a lot of meat there, so that's soon going to be gone, so that's why I've nipped this one up. I tightened the crank up quite easily really. We just back that nut off and then drift that round with a hammer and a screwdriver. And one job which I didn't notice for a while, we were missing a bolt in the rear brake lever, so I've now done that. So I'm really pleased. This bike should live to see a bit more service. You can see why it got left out. I think somebody's been riding this bike who was considerably too heavy for it. And I've got my makeshift bike stand, as you can see there. No need for any special equipment, and we've repaired it. Many thanks for watching, and why not subscribe to learn of more low-cost repair solutions.